I want to make it clear at the start of this video that what we're covering today is going to be very serious, very brutal. I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to show certain clips, things like that, due to the graphic nature of them, and I just want to make it very clear at the start of this, and that's because we're talking about a streamer that died on stream. Now that individual's name is Jean Pormanove, and I'm really sorry if I'm butchering that at all, but this is a French streamer who died in their sleep at 46 while live on day 10 of a streaming marathon, and this is who that individual is. Now, the reason that we're talking about Jean today is kind of referenced by this article headline. France launches investigation into Kick streamer Jean Pormanove's mistreatment and death. Now, this comes from Dexerto, and to give you a few briefings here, the French government has opened a judicial investigation into the death of Raphael Graven, better known online as Jean Pormanove. And again, sorry if I'm butchering the name. After the 46-year-old Kick streamer died in his sleep. Now, unfortunately for Jean's family, I believe I did see the footage from the live stream. It was kind of circulating on Twitter. In this marathon live stream, he was sleeping on the ground, and in the video, it appeared that Jean was laying on, I think, some sort of mattress or air mattress at the bottom of it, and they had blurred it out, thankfully. But some of the people watching the live stream mentioned that he looked a bit weird, and so one of the other people that was streaming with him, which we're going to get into, threw a plastic bottle at him to try to, like, stir him, and at around that point, they realized something was wrong. Continuing on, according to French media reports, Pormanove had been live streaming on Kick in the days leading up to his death, where he was repeatedly subjected to humiliation and abuse from fellow streamers identified as Naruto and Safine. Reports allege that the streamer endured 10 days and nights of torture involving extreme physical violence, sleep deprivation, and the forced ingestion of toxic products. Viral clips circulating online show Pormanove being hit, strangled, and shot at with paintball guns while live on stream. Now, this is by far not the worst clip that I've seen, but I am still giving you a preface that what you're about to see is pretty graphic and it is violence against Jean. And I just want to make that very clear before showing you guys the clip. I'm gonna have timestamps in the video. Feel free to jump to the next one if you want to avoid watching this and just continue on. Now, what you just watched, you might be able to attribute to, oh, you know, he's kind of in on it. You can kind of see him laughing. You're having a bit of back and forth. And I think that that is some people's takeaway from this so far, that maybe he was in on the entertainment, just kind of hit his limit and didn't tell people or made it clear that he wasn't doing well. The clip I just showed you was back in 2023. 2 years ago is when the people interacting with him started to kind of do this abuse thing with him. Now, the more recent clips, I honestly don't feel comfortable showing on this video. I will leave a link down in the description to the Twitter thread that has attached a lot of these videos. They are incredibly graphic. To explain one of them, one of these particular videos is showing this group of men that are doing IRL streaming with him. One of them goes around his neck and like is trying to strangle him with his hands, and you see his hands go white around the edges, like he's actually trying to. Another one puts him in a full Nelson, like locks his arms away, and then the third guy is pinching his nose shut and then goes and like starts pulling on his ear, like actually trying to get the guy to pass out. So this is next day Quinthio. I ended up doing a lot more research, and by that I mean that I was able to sit down and interview two separate people who speak French, as what we're about to go over in the large Twitter thread that I'm going to read through with you guys has a lot of clips from Jean's streams, and Jean, or JP, and the rest of the people around him only spoke French. And so I figured it was probably really important to make sure we understood kind of the tone and what was being said in these clips to make sure we better understand this situation and the severity of it. So multiple times in this video, you're going to see me going, you know, I'm not sure about this because I don't understand French. And right around then, you are going to see me probably splice in a clip of me chatting with one of these people speaking French and hearing them explain the clip as we go through it. Hope you find that added context useful. I want to start from the top of this Twitter thread. Shout out here to whoever this is. They did this entire thread, and this thread here kind of goes over the history of the last couple of years of Jean Pormanove working with these people, and kind of lays out exactly how this entire like 10-day live stream came about. But it starts here. The streamer Jean Pormanove is currently hospitalized in critical condition after 10 days of live streaming while being tortured. I see a lot of messages supporting supporting his torturers, I am forced to respond to them. Because for now, we don't know if JP will survive at the time I'm posting this, but it seems essential to me to show what he has endured for years in the silence of the entire media sphere, except for a local article or one from Mediapart, unfortunately too few. Small little heads up for you guys, if you're noticing that the words don't quite make sense, this is all being auto-translated from French, I believe, so that's why you're seeing that. But continuing on, since at least 2023, Jean Pormanove has been subjected to this kind of treatment almost daily by his saviors. It's constant blows under the laughter of his tormentors, under the applause of the community that has built itself around this macabre spectacle. And this is that first clip that I had shown you guys. Now, to give you guys a little bit of context, his Kick channel has now been deleted, but I went through and checked a few of his stats. At that time on Kick, he had almost 200,000 followers, average viewers sitting at 10,000. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see in this bottom right corner here, in 2024, he was number 13 on Kick. Like, the global rank was number 13 in the world. 2025 still being in the top 50. So clearly across the board, watched by a lot of people. I mean, 10,000 average is insane. And so even in 2023, we saw that his global ranking was still, you know, fairly high for Kick. Following on, they say the videos I will share throughout this thread are difficult to watch, but it seems essential to me to do so to make you understand the level of violence accessible through platforms like TikTok or YouTube, which are mostly watched by children. Continuing on, one can notably see clips like this one posted by their community, where JP is systematically being hit by Safine and Owen, the two people he nonetheless considers friends. Now, in this clip specifically, they have two pool noodles and they're whacking him with them as he walks up. Before continuing, you're probably wondering why JP keeps enduring such treatment constantly without having left years ago. One word: control. Naruto, whose real first name is Owen, and Safine, or Safine, his friend, became friends with JP a few years ago. And this is some of that context I was referencing earlier here. Jean Pormanove was streaming alone at his mother's house at 40 years old, living off welfare and the meager income from his stream. Owen noticed him because he was starting to get known for constantly raging on the same game during his live streams, but he really broke through after starting to appear with TK78. And so this is a clip of Jean. You can hear him like raging at this game. Fortnite looks to be. So he joins TK78, and from then on, JP began to be constantly humiliated, but within certain limits. Since living with his parents, he had no particular constraints and could leave whenever he wanted. The problems arose when TK78 had his affair revealed. From then on, Owen convinced JP to join him in IRL streaming with his friend Safine. That's when the physical abuse began, little by little, with new levels of violence every month. And this here is that clip of Jean. You can see the individual in the back here that starts firing paintballs at his shoulder and neck here. Again, warning for those who don't want to see this, you can just jump ahead, but this is that clip.
Voilà, c'est même pas la fin. Voilà, le genre de là. Voilà, putain, je suis pas là. Ça m'a fait. Je suis pas touché. Pas touché. Voilà, j'en ai pris dans les deux cas, j'ai mis une balle dans la main. De pute. J'en ai pris dans la main. Arrêtez de casser les couilles maintenant.
You could also see there was paint on the back of his head too. I'm assuming that was from other paintballs that were shot at him. Yes, I guess there could have been paint that was dumped on him or something like that earlier in the stream. I haven't completely watched through them. Continuing on, what can be noticed is that consent has never existed in these live streams. We see JP being hit, strangled, shot at with paintball, drowned. This clip is interesting because we see that JP tries as much as possible to never fight back. Now, this is the clip that I was referencing earlier, where this individual here ends up putting his hands around his neck and squeezes incredibly tightly. I believe this person is the one that puts him in a full Nelson, and I think either this guy or someone behind camera goes around and tries plugging his nose and pulling on his ear.
Allez, arrête, tu vas mourir. Arrête, Safine, arrête. Oui, oui. Arrête. Ah, il me prend, putain. Safine, arrête, tu vas mourir. Arrête, tu vas mourir. Je vais t'enculer. Arrête, tu vas mourir. Voilà, c'est bon. Arrêtez. Ouais, mais tenez pas, c'est bon, tenez pas. Allez-y, tenez pas.
He was really serious, yeah.
That's
not
fairly serious.
Something for a joke, yeah, because their friends saying no, don't do that, because I think he got health issue with I don't know how to say,
oh yeah, he's being choked, strangled.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when he's over here, from what I understand, another important thing, if you're noticing them saying egregious shit, so what I was told is they're saying here, you are like too,
Yeah.
or you're going to die.
Their friend, some of them are saying, stop, he's gonna die, and others are just going through it. They don't care, like, they just shock, yeah.
Oh, so sorry then, to confirm, so are they saying stop doing this to him, he's going to die, or are they telling him, JP himself, he is going to die?
They aren't telling him that. They are telling the guy who shook him to stop it, because he's gonna die.
Okay, so sounds like he's being genuine, he was panicked, that kind of thing.
Yep. That's disgusting, yeah.
Continuing on with the thread, he says, when I said that the limits were always being pushed further, I was particularly referring to the act of trying to strangle him for as long as possible, holding him down to ensure he doesn't escape. Despite the cries of distress, his friends continue. Now, this is a further clip of them. It looks like they're trying to force him to eat something. I think that is in reference to the article, like trying to get him to eat something toxic. So what is he saying so far?
He's saying like stop, stop doing that, and that's kind of serious. Like he's not joking. He's clearly not joking when he say that. And yeah.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's saying stop holding me. Like yeah.
Stop holding me. Do you know what this is by any chance?
It's something like it seems like highlighter. Yeah.
Highlighter. Okay.
I'm not sure though.
Are they telling him to stop?
He was saying go again. He was not saying him to stop. He was saying go again. Like continue. Oh, that's weird because he says stop with his arm and then he say again continue. That's kind of weird. Like
so this guy up here, the
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This guy. Yeah. That's kind of weird because he seems like to say stop with his arm and saying like stop, but then after that he's just say again continue, and that's weird, yeah.
Okay. But down here he says, and it continues on for years now, creating increasingly perverse torture games for their young community that feeds on this violence. This is again a clip of this individual, this time in the blue shirt, grabbing him by the throat and trying to suffocate him. And he freaks out and starts throwing stuff at them towards the end of the clip.
Ouais, bien sûr.
Est-ce que tu peux faire une dédicace à Stéphanie la grosse pute?
So he's making a shout out.
Attends, on est sur tentative de record.
And what is
so he's saying stop?
Okay.
Like stop, please. He said that hurts me so bad, yeah. He's saying he's hurting me so bad.
Stop. This is hurting me really bad. This also, this is like way quieter. Now that could be because he's getting choked, but it also, again, I'm like, I understand cultures have different inflections and like they will react emotionally with different inflections in how they speak. But to me, what I was gleaning from that is like, he's being like, out of anything that I'd see, this is the most serious. Like he is quietly saying like, please, or stop. This is actually hurting me.
Yeah, I think that's also because he's kinda tired of that shit. Like he don't act really angry or something or mad because he's just tired of this, I think.
Going forward, who feeds on these constant humiliations? Owen, who has been running everything from the start, knows he must constantly up the ante to satisfy their young viewers who always demand more. From what I've seen with this clip, they're like poking and kind of kicking him while one person's holding him down. Someone else brings a drink, it might be alcohol, I'm not sure, and pours it directly on top of him. He again freaks out and gets up.
So after that, he said he wanted to retry it. Like they say, we can retry it. Like that's what they say. Like again, we can retry.
JP said that?
No, not GP. The other one. Yeah, the one who wasn't standing on the right. I think that was it.
I believe that's Naruto or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
This guy?
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of piecing together as I'm going over it now again. It almost seems like he is corralling the people that he's having torture him, and he's like cutting them off to like repeat or do things again.
Les gars. Oh le Dites-moi qu'on voyait bien là.
So he's saying, tell me we see it well, and he's saying then to upload about that. The chat, like to encourage him, I think.
This will lead Jean Pormanove to have several moments of complete breakdown where his nerves give out, but he is aware that he can do nothing because if he responds with violence, the blows will be harder and he is not physically capable of responding to them. What does this one say here? This is his name, Safine.
Yeah, that's his name, and he's saying he's making a when you put your feet into someone to make it fall, like
kicking them to make them fall over.
Yeah, kicking them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He say, be a man and kick him. That's what he said.
And then he yells out Patan. From what I understand, that's just kind of like a just general swear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's saying, who did that, motherfucker? So he's just insulting his mom, like with different cool words.
Okay.
Same thing. He's saying, go fuck your mom, you too.
Okay.
It's not something out of, it's really like casual, I can say. Like,
That's really that's really authentic. He's not kind of being performative with that anger. It seems like someone who's like actually stressed out.
I think when I do see all of the clip when it happened, and it just seems like like this every time. Like it's not something he's not acting like this because of this. Like he's already acting like this every time. Like it's not special, you know. Like he's always insulting people and so on.
This is par for the course for him in terms of like how he's talking to people.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not doing this to discredit this thread or anything like that. I just want to make it clear for people watching. These are being shown as breakdown where his nerves give out. From what I'm hearing from you, these kind of sound more like this is what he normally does when he's kind of getting hit by them or they're doing this stuff. He just kind of says, you know, fuck your mom, etc.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Okay. Continuing on with the thread, and for good reason, what keeps him there is this state of mental and physical fragility accumulated initially from a life of profound loneliness. He reveals never having had a relationship or real friends before Owen and Safine. The latter does not hesitate to remind him of it.
So he said your life is a like a failure.
On a fait 4-5 mois à Malte.
He said we go 4 months at Malte, the island, I think. Malte is an island.
Okay.
18 jours d'affilée, frérot. 50 jours d'affilée.
J'ai inventé un chiffre.
Des milliers de... Frérot, tous les soirs, tu prenais des danseuses...
Non, pas tous les soirs.
Pas tous les soirs.
He said he spent thousands of euros in girl dancing.
Talking about him spending that money?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Moi, quand il était pas là, voilà, tous les soirs. Tous les soirs, t'en prenais une et carrément une fois, on l'a pris 3.
Every night.
300 balles. Bonne soirée, fils de pute. Non, pas
en même temps, ça là, c'était...
Frérot, t'as pas galoche une seule meuf. Ça veut dire que tu sors en boîte.
He didn't kiss any girl. He go outside on a nightclub and he spent a lot of money and he don't bring any girl at all. That's what he said.
Okay, he spends all that money, goes to nightclubs, and then leaves and doesn't bring a girl home.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool, so he's just humiliating him live, and...
Yeah, exactly.
Now, in tandem with that point of him not having other, like, relationships or friends at this point, I think it'd be useful to bring up an article that had talked about those two individuals, Naruto and Safine, I believe, being put into police custody back in December of 2024. Now, this had to do with an investigation, and this might also be translated improperly. They keep referencing nice judicial police. I think maybe this is a place or something like that. But they say RDC since December of 2024 of an investigation in particular for intentional violence in meetings against vulnerable people and dissemination of recordings of images relating to the commission of offense of intentional attacks on the integrity of the person. And it looks like that investigation was done in response to this article from Mediapart. Now I've clicked on it, I've taken a look. It costs $9 for me to go through that article, and I'm not paying $9, but that is a point that has been referenced by a couple of people, this article specifically. But there's a lot of mention of these two individuals taking advantage of vulnerable people, disabled people, special needs people. But moving forward, he says, it is precisely this point that is essential. Why does Jean Pormanove stay despite enduring all of this? Because Owen constantly hammers into him that they are his only true friends who pulled him out of loneliness and incidentally out of poverty, with JP representing a huge gain for them. As soon as they realized how much this macabre spectacle could bring in, they convinced him that without them, without the salary tied to the stream, Jean Pormanove would never have a wife or a child. All this justified by a rhetoric of masculinist personal development.
Oublie. Regarde-moi dans les yeux, je te parle. Oublie. Regarde, tu peux le dire direct. Hein.
He say, look me in my eyes when I talk to you.
Regarde, tu peux le dire direct. Hein. Oublie le fait de trouver une meuf. Oublie
you can forget the fact to find a girl.
le fait de te marier. Oublie, genre le seul pourcent de chance que t'avais d'avoir des enfants, oublie-le. Et puis.
So you will never get any kids. Forget about that. You will never get any kids.
Et puis au lieu de remettre ça sur la faute, soit des gens, soit de nous, soit de ça, remets seulement la faute sur le fait que t'es un immense fils de pute qui n'est pas prêt à faire d'efforts pour soi-même.
What is he saying?
That's hard. So he's saying, so you will never have kids, you will never have girl, and don't shame people. Like, don't say it's your fault to other people, because it's only your fault and you are a big motherfucker.
So they're saying
Like,
it's your fault
do
entirely
something
that you can't, you know, have a girl, have children,
Yeah.
all of this. Don't
Yeah,
blame anybody.
exactly.
Okay.
Très grave.
Yeah,
Et
exactly.
si en plus maintenant t'en fais pas pour l'amour, pour ton rêve, t'es un immense trou du cul. Voilà, moi je te le dis.
So he said, and even now, if you don't make any effort for your dream or you thing you want, you're like a huge asshole.
And what does it say here? Owen announced the...
Owen told the truth about GP.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Tell the truth to GP.
JP therefore had to keep enduring over and over in the hope that with his salary, 6,000 euros per month, he could achieve that life goal. Except that, having never had so much money before, he just spent the entire amount each month on all kinds of entertainment. I checked those clips above. They're not, you know, different forms of entertainment that he was purchasing. It was just 3 more examples of them abusing him. His situation made him a prisoner. Either he continued to be tortured every day alongside the only friends he had, with a salary that allowed him to maintain his new lavish lifestyle, or he returned to live with his mother, knowing he would no longer have any income. Except that sometimes he broke down, and Owen's constant manipulation wasn't enough. So we had to change methods and be more coercive to keep him captive. Now what they're referencing here, and I believe he's, you know, he could be, again, I don't know what they're saying, but in this instance, he's chained up. Now in this previous video, I believe they were kind of showcasing this. They had like these harnesses set up with chains connecting them. I don't know if that was for them specifically or showing what they were going to do for Jean. If I'm going off of cognates and hoping that they're correct, it seems like they're saying JP decided to leave or abandon the live chained together. I think they were playing the game chained together and were actually chained up, and I believe he ended up leaving. That's my best guess going off of the words here.
Yeah. Okay, so the guy with the in front of the camera is saying you can go out, fuck you, and the GP just saying okay, no problem, like this. He's saying no worries, no worries.
A JP is or him?
He's on the left, yeah.
Okay.
And now, yeah, he's leaving.
Okay.
Voilà.
Claque aussi fort. Tu claques aussi fort.
Oh, pas de paquet.
Je claque aussi fort. Vas-y.
He said, do you want me to do the same to you?
Okay.
Tu claques aussi fort. Tu fais de malin de claquer aussi fort.
De quoi? Parce que depuis tout à l'heure, t'arrêtes pas de tomber.
Tu fais de malin.
Ah bah oui,
d'accord.
d'accord.
Ah, c'est toi. Mais depuis tout à l'heure, je suis en train de te rattraper pour pas que tu tombes, fils de pute.
So they're laughing at him because they say every time you fall because they're pushing it.
Oh yeah, they're playing the chain together game, where like if you fall, you have to like restart. What I understand.
Oh, that's okay. That explains why. Yeah.
So they're saying if you fall, you get slapped, or just fall, we restart.
There isn't any challenge or something like, okay, you die, you will slap, but they are just like laughing at him, like you always thought you're so bad at the game. That's what.
Okay, and then what does he here real quick in this little rant here?
So he's saying like since I was catching you so you don't fall.
Oh, talking
like,
about the
every
game.
time I was catching you so you don't fall. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We are talking
Okay.
to again.
Arrête de m'appeler fils de pute. Arrête de m'appeler fils de pute. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé là? Il y a un Robin qui n'a pas vu. Tiens-le. Non, les fans, qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Ok, je fais, tiens-le. Ok, wesh.
He's saying like catch him, don't let it go. Like
As he's ripping his stuff off.
yeah, exactly.
Ok, je fais, tiens-le. Ok, wesh. Il a mis ras la tarte. Wesh, attends, c'est pas grave.
And they're just saying
So
catch
he's
him.
yeah, like he's calling his teammates like his friends to just catch him. Yeah. So he's trying, he's like yelling, leave me alone, like let me go.
Moving forward, the worst was when Owen wanted to amass more and more money with his marathon projects, making sure, as you could see in several clips, to chain JP up for hundreds of hours until he completed a challenge. A live stream like that, lasting over a week with systematic beatings, humiliations, and sleep deprivation, earned them more than 50,000 euros in donations alone, in addition to the salary from the Kick platform, which has always endorsed this content, pushing JP to his limits. Now, this next one that I'm going to show you guys is John breaking down. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of getting to me a little bit, so I apologize, but I don't know what he's saying, just going off of body language here, but it is made very clear that he is not okay with whatever is going on, and it's going to cut during this clip to the other people that are sitting with him during this stream, and they're trying to keep themselves from laughing while he is screaming at them, breaking down. What does this say? Is this him cracking under pressure?
JP's crying because of the donation.
Niquer ta mère, va te faire enculer. J'en ai marre de me faire traiter chaque fois. J'en ai marre, va niquer tes morts. Voilà, va niquer tes morts. C'est pas vous savez que le traiter. Ouais, ta mère la pute. Ouais, ton père un rat de fils de pute. Ouais, JP.
So he's saying he's fed up about people insulting him, and he's just like mocking him, like
Everyone's just
like
humiliating him, and the donations are just mocking him too.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Va te faire enculer. Ouais, JP, c'est un chien. J'en ai marre. Voilà, j'en ai marre. Allez, niquez vos morts. Voilà, fermez vos gueules. Fermez vos gueules, j'en ai marre. Ta mère la pute.
So yeah, that's exactly the same thing.
Okay.
He's just saying some of the insult to yeah. So he's saying I'm stopping the game because I'm playing the game, and you're telling me that I'm cheating when I'm just playing fairly.
Fais rien. Ta gueule. Je te dis, putain. J'ai des médicaments. Je te dis, prends le bonbon. J'ai des médicaments à prendre. Je vais pas prendre d'autres médicaments. Il y a un putain de truc rouge sur ton truc de médicaments de merde.
Oh yeah, so he have medics to take, like he got
Medicine to take?
and yeah, exactly.
Ta mère, c'est des bonbons à sucre. S'il te
Je m'en
plaît.
bats les couilles. Je m'en bats les couilles. Ok? Je m'en bats les couilles.
Koudou, tu l'as mangé, ça a quel goût? Ça,
Je m'en bats les couilles.
Et
ça
arrête de
a
me
un
taper,
goût.
fils de putain. Arrête
Ça a
de me taper.
un goût, c'est un-
Tu m'as tasé
Arrête
pour
de
rien, ta
taper.
mère la pute. J'ai des médicaments.
Tu m'as tasé pour rien.
J'agis sur le putain de cœur. Alors maintenant.
So yeah, it's Earth medication, and they're saying something interesting. They're laughing at him because they actually they taste the
medicine?
Yeah, exactly. And they say it's just candy. They just say he's just candy. You cannot.
They're making
like,
fun of, they're saying that he's just eating candy. He's not actually taking heart medicine.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on, they say, so no, we cannot summarize the situation as JP is consenting because he stays. There's an entire mechanism of control that is developed around him through years of humiliation to break him mentally and convince him that what he was enduring was for his own good. I remind you that the clips I shared are only about 10 clips among hundreds still available on all platforms except Twitch, which banned them. But keep in mind that the worst clips have been censored. He experienced worse than what you have seen. Now we're really getting into the more recent clips. I kind of skipped over a few of the thread points, which is also them finding out through Owen making a post. One of them being, you know, them relaying the news that Owen had posted, I believe, on Instagram, saying that yes, Jean had passed away.
So he's saying, unfortunately, this night JP died. My brother, my teammate, he's really close to him. 6 years with you, without. That's funny to read that, because he said, without you leaving us.
Six years without you leaving us?
Yeah, that's kind of funny when you see all the clip.
Yeah.
He say, "I love you, my brother. You will terribly miss me. I want you all to respect his memory and do not share the video of his last breath for his family and his second family. Rest in peace, my brother."
So this is another really contentious one. So this one here, when it was final straw, he was determined to leave for good. Owen threatened to throw him out on the street since he had arranged for him to live in an apartment belonging to a family member without a lease, so as to keep the sword of Damocles hanging over his head.
JP là il a bougé, il est parti. Donc il a quitté là pour rien, c'est lui qui sabote. On lui a rien dit, il lui a rien fait. Il sabote, je sais pas, il fait le malin, il est parti.
Okay. So he's saying GP leave for no reason. He's he seems kind of mad of the fact he left because he was planning something, I guess.
Tu récupères les clés de l'appartement, de la voiture, qui paye le loyer qui manque, et il peut partir. Il peut se mettre au bord de la route.
Okay. So he's saying you take the key of the apartment and the car, and you say to him to leave. So GP just need to leave. So they're taking his
he's telling him,
stuff.
okay, so he's telling somebody to like take JP's shit and kick him out into the street.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Et rentrer chez l'homme. Voilà. Ouais, comme ça, pour rien, il s'est levé, il a pas assumé le défi, c'est une grosse pute. Voilà, juste comme ça.
He said he just stand up and he leave. He didn't assume the challenge.
Oh, he didn't do the challenge, so we're kicking him out onto the street. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Voilà, réquisition, mets-toi devant l'appartement, réquisition, gentiment. Je sais pas, là il parle du local. Réquisition, gentiment, tu vois, il paye sur le loyer qu'il a pas payé. Tu récupères les doubles clés et puis il rentre chez sa mère, la pute.
So yeah, he's saying take his stuff and you take the key, and he will go back to his mother, the bitch, like basically.
Okay. He'll go back to his bitch mother. Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But they continue on saying, one can still find dozens of clips, some from this week, where you can hear JP's mother, whom Owen regularly called on stream to humiliate, asking her son to leave, saying that under no circumstances should he endure this.
Gros, tu dis gros à ta mère.
What's she saying before
his mom just say, continue, you are on the good way, but like you are not on the good way. She's saying this to make him take conscious of what he does actually.
Oh, like keep going. See
on
where
your yeah, exactly.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
exactly. And the title say JP just get yelled by his mom.
Okay, so she's clearly being like not even sarcastic, but like, yeah, keep it up, see what happens. Like
Exactly.
that you're doing that. Okay.
Mais qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? T'es un gros fils de pute. Vraiment, t'as un race de
So
témoin.
he asked to his mom, "What did I do wrong?" And she said, "They take you to. They think you are a poor man, a failure, like
An idiot, failure, that kind of thing.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that kind of thing." This right now he's insulting his friends because of that.
But now to really dive into what was going on specifically in this 300-hour live stream, in case some people are unaware, JP died after 300 hours of live streaming in a marathon devised by Owen, which involved continuing to stream a game until they completed it with another person recognized as disabled who was enduring the same thing. It was after more than 10 days of constant mistreatment consisting of pushing him to the limit, even at night, especially at night, that his body gave out, especially at night since he couldn't even rest properly given that there were constantly background noises. noises. And this is showing them getting alerts through Kick here. But moving forward, when it wasn't the sounds of subscriber donation alerts from the community, it was the team's antics around Owen, which involved waking him up in the most shocking way possible, often hitting him in the process. 300 hours without real rest, even though he was a fragile person. In these separate instances, one depicts a dude showing up with a motorcycle and revving it in front of them. This one, they're playing incredibly loud, like rock music, and this guy starts hitting him with drumsticks. This one in the bottom left, they turn on a leaf blower and then take the sheets off of everybody. And then in this one, they pull his bed sheets off and then pour a bucket of water over him. And then all the way through it, apparently constant little reminders from Owen explaining to JP that he couldn't give up even if it meant Owen ending up in prison to force him to stay. The only escape offered was to kiss the other vulnerable person with tongue for 3 minutes.
Espèce de gros PD, parce que ouais, je parle à toi là. Tu vois toi, depuis la première minute, la seule solution, c'est l'abandon. Tu comprends? Parce que tu t'es mis en tête que tu pouvais et que tu allais pouvoir abandonner. Eh ben je te le dis, non.
Okay, so he's saying you think you can just give up, but you cannot. This time you will do the challenge. Okay. And the first thing he say is homophobic insult.
Okay.
Tu ne peux pas abandonner. J'irai en prison même s'il faut. Tu ne vas pas abandonner. On va te changer.
He said I will go in jail if I want. Like
I'll go to jail keeping you here.
On a une porte de sortie. Demande à Owen c'est quoi la porte de sortie.
C'est quoi la porte de sortie? Il faut qu'il s'embrasse sur la bouche pendant 3 minutes avec la langue.
Toi tu veux?
So you want me to translate the title maybe?
Yeah, please.
So JP need to kiss his friend Kudu for 3 minutes to get out of the challenge.
Okay.
La bouche pendant 3 minutes avec la langue.
Toi tu veux?
With the tongue.
Moi je m'en bats les couilles. Je vais m'afficher.
He said I don't give a fuck. If I need to go to do that, I will to get out of here.
Okay.
Il a trop envie carrément. Carrément limite il a trop envie.
3 minutes. Mais limite t'as envie non? C'est long 3 minutes hein. Je m'en bats les couilles 3 minutes. C'est vraiment très très long.
Allez protège. Allez.
They're saying to him that 3 minutes is really long, and they're laughing at him because they think he did that by purpose. Like really
it's
wanted.
Like, oh, I
to
want to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He just want to leave. He don't want to do that. Yeah.
And of course, they all knew how unwell JP was, both mentally and physically, since he was taking medication for his heart, which had been under severe strain for years, but also because of his more than concerning physical condition, yet they continued. What does this say?
Owen is worried about the health of GP, and it doesn't smell well.
Okay.
On rigole. Mais demain, si on apprend qu'il t'a un pépin, il y a un truc qui va pas, bah on va vite moins rigoler. Et les gars, on va pas se mentir, on est plus proche du pépin physique qu'autre chose.
So he said if tomorrow you got something goes wrong, they will not laugh at you. Like if there is something wrong with your health, they will not laugh at you. Like that's what he said.
On est plus proche du pépin physique qu'autre chose. Quand tu ne peux pas marcher à 46 ans 10 minutes sans être essoufflé, t'asseoir, mais t'es pas un petit peu essoufflé. Tu montes un escalier, t'es...
So they said at his age, like 36, he is completely tired after walking only 10 minutes or like going up a stairs. When you see that and when you see what they does to him, yeah.
Well, we can literally just jump back to them making fun of him taking his medicine and saying that it's just candy. They're themselves laughing at his health condition.
Yeah, exactly.
Voilà, c'est pas normal. Trop de clopes, frérot. Trop de clopes. Trop de clopes.
So they're saying like he was smoking too much.
What was he responding with? Was he saying no or?
Oh yeah, he's saying no. It's like it's not only that.
Okay.
Les activités sportives, tu veux pas, tu fais pas, t'arrives pas, tu peux. Frérot.
You don't make any exercise to.
You don't exercise. You don't take care of yourself. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
À un moment donné. Carrément, j'ai même peur de t'emmener faire des... J'ai même peur de l'emmener, frère. De l'emmener faire des... voir les poumons. Comment ça s'appelle?
He's scared of going to the hospital with him to see his...
What's wrong with him? Or like his...
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
C'est quoi les poumons déjà? Bref. Faire un scan... Je sais pas, un scanner, ou je sais pas comment ça s'appelle. Des poumons. Tout en général, frère. Ouais, un pneumologue. J'ai peur d'aller voir un cardiologue, un pneumologue. Parce qu'on sait jamais ce qu'il va dire, frérot.
Yeah, so he's saying I'm too scared to bring it to the hospital to see a doctor or things like this because they don't know what will happen. Like they're scared to see the truth in front, like the real state of his health.
That's so fucked
The
up.
actual health.
I don't know how they're trying to spin that as a kind thing. And they go on themselves to describe, for obvious reasons, I won't share the clips where death is shown live, but he remained unconscious for 50 minutes after what appears to be a cardiac arrest, all still live before Owen slapped him without any reaction from JP. Chat's reaction. And then he's talking about they're not gonna laugh about, you know, if he's not doing well medically, and then this is like they had taken pictures of the chat when he was unconscious on stream.
The guy saying he's breathing low. He say he seems really white. He panicked.
Okay.
What the fuck? We see them breathing. This is just nonsense. That's just yeah.
Looked like it.
Oh shit! It sucks. Rest in peace. GP is dead. It's hot. I was here.
Okay.
He's dead. The old guy. Well, oh no, my favorite streamer. No.
Now I'm curious, again, I'm not going to be playing these clips because again, we're just speculating since we don't know French, but they say there are still dozens of clips being sent to me, some dating back a month, where you can clearly see Owen and Safine anticipating Jean Pormanove's death, aware of his fragile health condition, but pushing him to the limit anyway. They want to cover themselves if he dies. They go on to make this point. One of the rhetorics I constantly see circulating even after this tragedy is to attribute his death solely to JP's lifestyle, as if what he endured on stream didn't have a huge impact on his mental and physical health. They turned him into a circus animal, provoked and mistreated in front of the crowd to elicit reactions, but then reassured and comforted in private to maintain control over him and ensure he doesn't rebel. All of this relies on being his only friends. For people who claim to be his friends, the least they could have done, knowing how weakened he was, would have been to protect him, not to exploit his distress to enrich themselves until his last breath. The responsibility is total. Based off of what I've seen, this is looking pretty cut and dry. I'm interested to hear what you guys think, because on all accounts on my side, this looks like the worst Black Mirror episode that I've ever seen come to life. But I recognize that I'm kind of getting emotionally invested in this without being able to understand the language that is being spoken, without having the context of actually watching any of these lives. But another large issue stemming from this has to do with Kick, because Kick had really advertised and really signal boosted these guys a lot. They say it in this thread as well here. Another huge responsibility that I've already mentioned, but I'll try to go into more detail about, that of the streaming platform Kick, which has made this channel their flagship by offering them the most lucrative contract in France, 2,000 euros per hour of streaming. To give you guys a bit of an understanding, that is $2,300 an hour. And if we're just going off of the airtime of the last 30 days, 338 hours, that equates to, just off of what Kick is paying them alone, about $786,000 for the last 30 days. So clearly, Kick has endorsed their channel, but it does get worse. I had found another tweet while I was doing research for this, but it happens as I was kind of recording this that the thread that we're going down also ended up referencing this tweet. They say here, we can see in this tweet that Kick was largely focusing its communication around this channel, notably following their marathons and directly participating in one of them by offering a better contract based on the results. And this is that tweet from KLR here. First off here, they're showing, scrolling through, and you can see them posting on the French Kick Twitter here, showing their stream here. This is that same one where they were chained together, playing that game Chained Together. There's more of them, again, them posting about them going live back in December of 2024, Jean Pormanove. And they also used a clip from one of their streams to advertise a Kick t-shirt that they were selling for $100 US, it looks to be. And KLR followed up saying they used an image of him humiliated, dirtied to promote clothes, but yo, no biggie. Now I think that is a good point to show you guys the follow-up that Aiden Ross and Drake have come together to pay for JP's funeral. This is Aiden Ross putting out a tweet. This is horrible and disgusting. Whoever was a part of this deserves to face severe consequences. I just spoke with Drake. Drake and I will be covering the funeral costs. This won't bring his life back. It's the least we can do. Prayers go out to Jean's family. Now, I'm not gonna lie, It feels a bit weird that Aiden Ross and Drake, I don't know their experience with this guy or how they know him or anything, but I do know that they're very big Kick streamers. And this looks like an absolute nightmare of a PR disaster, especially the fact that Kick's French branch was actively endorsing this stream and what was happening to JP. I find it peculiar that Aiden Ross, in tandem with Drake, are coming together to pay for the funeral costs of this guy when they are so closely connected to Kick. That could be a complete tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. I'm interested to hear what you guys think. It's just bizarre that they're coming from that place. Again, maybe I don't know if they have connections or know this guy somehow. Last thing that I wanted to show you guys comes from a Twitter thread on the Livestream Fails Reddit talking about his passing. This individual here named Melmo ends up adding this into the thread here. I'll put a link in the description to this Reddit post and you can scroll down to find him. But they go on, they provide a lot of information, including, you know, examples over the years of this abuse that I was kind of talking with you guys about, but specifically what I wanted to show you guys is down here. Pormanove's mother, 70 years old, was often calling on stream to beg her son to leave after humiliations while his co-streamers made fun of it. They would also call her themselves, and there's a link to one of the tweets. Last words to his mom via text were, "Hey mom, how are you? I'm completely stuck with his game. It's going too far. I feel like I'm held hostage with their shit concept. I'm sick of it. I wanted to leave, but he does not want to let me. He keeps me from leaving. He is sequestrating, or I'm guessing sequestering me." But they go on to say, how do we know that? Because Owen snatched his phone and read all of his texts with his mother, allowed to chat while mocking him. And here is that clip of him reading through the messages, or excuse me, I believe it is this person right here down in the corner. They read out what is assumed to be the last message that he sent his mother before he passed away.
Oh yeah, I see.
They're saying that they were reading it off to mock him. I just want you to listen to it and see if that's kind of the same understanding you're getting from it.
Comment tu vas, coincé pour un moment avec son jeu de mort. Je te regarderai ce soir. Je pense que là ça va trop loin, elle a dit. J'ai l'impression être séquestré avec leur concept de merde.
He's very clearly reading it off.
Yeah.
C'est de pire. Entre autres, il veut pas, il me séquestre.
Wow. Elle me connaît quand je suis énervé.
Honteux ce qu'ils font, elle a dit.
So they are clearly being like, bro, you are saying too much. Like it's
This
not
is
really
ridiculous.
that deep. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Ils n'ont pas de respect. Tu as maigri, tu es fatigué.
Ouais, il a grossi, ouais.
Mon regarde-moi.
So her mom responds to the text by you seems really thin, and you didn't seems really healthful. Like
You don't look healthy.
yeah, exactly.
T'as jamais eu une meilleure mine que ça, fils de pute. Oui, je sais, on peut plus, j'ai envie de me barrer. Ça me gonfle, il me casse les couilles. Je ne comprends pas que tu m'as pas dit que avec les dons que tu as acheté le véhicule de papa.
Okay, so the guy with the orange shirt just say to the camera, you're lying. You seems really healthy, motherfucker. Like just
You seem really healthy.
yeah, like he's saying just her mom is lying like.
Okay.
Si je te l'ai dit, mais bon, non, ce n'est pas grave. Je connais mes valeurs. Oui, de toute façon, je vais me barrer de ce concept.
So he's saying, I will go out of this challenge. I don't give a fuck. Like.
Pourquoi tu jamais rien? De toute façon, pour pas toucher argent, mais bon, je serai toujours là pour toi. Tu as vu pour qui ils me font passer. Donc, c'est toi qui dis que tu touches pas de l'argent.
That's kind of weird because they're talking about money. Like it seems like the GP just buy a new car for his dad.
Okay.
I guess, and after that they also talk about the fact that they are making money.
Probably like exceeding like, okay, you're complaining about all this stuff, but you're making enough money to pay for a car for your dad. Like, you know, you're gonna bitch to your mom about
clip,
this. But
yeah, the clip ends here, but I think that's the way they
Okay. It seems pretty accurate that based off of what you've seen, what we went over and stuff, that he was very clearly getting like, you know, taken advantage of, abused in multiple instances emotionally, whatnot. He very clearly, like, it does not seem like he was being performative or entertaining in the fact that he wanted to leave multiple times and that he was not really okay with it. It seems very much so that he was either being held there, like what they were saying with some of the clips I showed you, or it was about the money. And
yeah, exactly.
okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the money, I think. That's the reason why he's still doing it.
Thank you very much. What is it again?
Chap, yeah.
Charpy, I genuinely really appreciate this. I think this is going to give a lot more context to what's been going on and a lot of these clips for the people watching. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm glad I can help.
Some people have made arguments that we should be separating the quote unquote entertainment of their performance and the show that they were doing their live stream from his death. Because as they were saying, you know, it seemed to have been from cardiac arrest, which was known that he had heart issues that he was taking medication for. Now, apparently, I'd also heard that Jean was saying that they were not like abusing him or doing any of that in that earlier investigation by the police to see if they were taking advantage of and abusing vulnerable people. Now, I'm assuming because of Jean's testimony, that's why they didn't move forward, but that is just speculative. And I'm very interested to see what this investigation is going to turn out now that he has passed away, that he died on stream. And there is all of this information and video evidence to potentially support these claims that he was being abused. Very curious to see how this ends up unfolding in the next coming days here. I hope you found this video useful to learn a bit about what was going on, and I'll see you guys later. Adios, peace, bye.